Hello everyone, welcome to this first video on introduction to Microsoft PowerPoint. In this video we are going to be looking at an introduction to the PowerPoint environment, talking about layout and some keyboard shortcuts. So right here, when you open Microsoft PowerPoint, by the way, I'm using Microsoft PowerPoint 2024 version, which is the most recent version as at the time of recording this video. So this is the welcome screen or the home screen where we have some PowerPoint themes and templates, and then go over to new. You can create a PowerPoint presentation from themes. Basically, PowerPoint is an application, one of the Microsoft Office applications that is used for presentation design, all right, and not just design but for carrying out presentation like lectures, workshops, and any other related presentation. Okay, so PowerPoint, we're going to be creating a PowerPoint slideshow from the scratch. Okay, but like I said, you can browse through the templates and then pick up or download one of these templates to use. All right, using templates, the structures, the images, and the sample contents will be given to you. All you have to do is edit the template and enter your data or your information. So we'll be creating a blank presentation. So I'll go to blank presentation and tap on it, and it will open a new PowerPoint slide. All right, so a single page in Microsoft PowerPoint is referred to as a slide, while the entire document is referred to as a presentation. Okay, presentation. The process of carrying out this presentation is what we call a slideshow. Okay, so now this is a PowerPoint environment which is similar to other Microsoft Office environments. Talking about the shortcut, those shortcuts that we covered in our Microsoft Word course. By the way, I made a video on Microsoft Word and I gave all the keyboard shortcuts, or a lot of keyboard shortcuts in that you can use while creating and formatting a document in Microsoft Word. Most of those shortcuts are also applicable into Microsoft PowerPoint. Okay, so you can check out that video in our Microsoft Word playlist. Okay, in this channel you will see those shortcuts. There is also a downloadable file under that video that you can download that contains so many keyboard shortcuts divided into categories. All right, so now I want to create a new slideshow. First of all, we have the ribbons right here, sorry, the menu tabs right here. Under it we have some ribbons, the clipboard, slides, font, paragraph, drawing, editing, add-ins, and copilot there. So to get started, I'm going to start with a topic. Let's say introduction to programming. Okay, assuming that is my presentation topic. All right, so under here I'm going to add a subtitle. All right, let's say how to get started with your programming journey. So I think I'm going to set this to title case. Okay, I'll set this to title case. Okay, so we have that. Now I want to style the background of this slide. Now I don't want to leave it like that. Okay, it's not proper to leave it just like that. I started from themes, so if I go to design, you can see some themes that you can get started with. But what if you don't want to use theme? What if you don't want to create a custom design? You can see we have some very nice themes that you can get started with or you can use for your presentation. Okay, right here, introduction to programming. But now I don't want to use before I go further, yes, we also have variants. Themes are these default designs, these designs that come with your PowerPoint app. Okay, while the variants are the different variations or different variants copies of a particular theme. For example, I just selected a theme style, the vapor trail theme. I can come over to variant and choose a variant. Okay, if the variant could give us the same design but different colors, you can see there. Okay, different colors. Now what if I don't want to use theme? What if I want to style the background of this slide? Okay, yeah, of this slide. So what I'm going to do is I'll come over to the slide thumbnail right here, right click on it and select format background. Okay, this is going to show me the background formatting options. Okay, so by default it's going to be set to solid fill. So solid fill means I want to use a single color. So if I come over here and I pick a color, it's going to give me a different color. Alright, so you can use a solid fill on the background of your slide, but pay attention to opacity, okay, to enhance accessibility. Sorry, contrast rather, contrast. Okay, now I can also use gradient. Gradient is, sorry about that, gradient is a mixture or blend of two or more colors. We have some gradient preset here that you can use on the background. Then we have picture or texture fill. First of all, it's going to start from texture. We have some texture over here that you can use on the background, but once again, always pay attention to the contrast. Okay, if the background is dark, then make sure that the text or the foreground is a white or lighter color from the background. Then I can also use a picture. So if I go over to picture, sorry, again, undo that, tap outside, then go to picture or texture fill, select insert, assuming I want to insert a picture. Alright, so and then I'll go to from a file, assuming I already have a picture, the picture downloaded into my device. So I'll go to from a file, document, and then I'll open this PowerPoint, computer programming, and then pictures. I have some pictures over here that I can use on the background or as a background image. So I want to use, for instance, I'm going to pick this image and insert it. This is going to create a background image for me right there. So I can now change this to white or a lighter color to enhance accessibility. Okay, so I have that. I can also increase the size and position it by the left align right here. I can also change this color to white. Okay, hold it and then align it to the left as well. Alright, and then I have this title. Alright, so I'm going to make it bigger. I can make it bigger. It depends on how you want it to look. Yeah, so I can do some other styling, like I can mask the background a bit to make it darker so that I can now it will enhance the accessibility of or the readability of the text. Alright, so there are other designs I can make or I can add to this cover slide to add usability or beauty to the design, but for now I'm going to leave it like this. Okay, so we have other things we can do. For example, I want to add a new slide. This is the cover slide of my presentation. I want to add a new slide. I'm going to come over here, okay, right click on it, and then I have the new slide option. If I tap on that, it's going to give me a new blank slide using the title and content layout. But yeah, I can also do it from here. I can come over to new slide, tap on it, and then pick a layout from here. Okay, so if I want to use comparison, for instance, I want to compare two objects. Okay, I can tap on that. It's going to give me a slide with a different layout, comparison layout. All right, so this is basically how you get started with PowerPoint. PowerPoint is just for presentation purpose. All right, so we also have I'm going to insert a new slide of title and using title and content layout. Okay, so let's say here is going to contain content, or like table of contents right there, and then I'll arrange my topics in here. Now as you can see, we have some buttons, some icons in the middle of your screen. All right, where we can insert. These are actually buttons that can be used to insert different objects. Like I can insert pictures from here. Assuming I want to insert a picture inside this box, this content box, I could just tap on that and then insert a picture from my device. I can insert a picture from the internet. I can insert stock images and icons. All right, I can also insert smart art graphics. Smart art graphics are just a combination of shapes to create either a process or create a hierarchy or relationship or whatever you want to do. So if I go to hierarchy, for example, I want to design an organizational chart, I can just tap on that and click OK. This is going to create a hierarchy smart art for me. Okay, then I can now type whatever I want to type in there. All right. Yeah, so I also have other buttons, like we have the cameo, we have the video, we have the table, and then the chart. You can also plot a chart here using that. All right, so you can now insert as many as you want. We have other options here. If I come over here, we have duplicate slide to duplicate the currently selected slide. All right, we also have options like delete slide to delete the slide, and then we have add section. Okay, if I do that, it's going to split this into two different sections. Okay, I think I'm still going to cover that later in a later video. All right, I can also reset slide, which means it's going to clear the entire slide, resetting it to its default state. Okay, it will reset the design to its default state. Okay, but every other thing, it resets the formatting basically. Okay, the formatting. Yeah, so we also have pattern fill. All right, if I select pattern fill, coming over here, pattern fill is going to give me that pattern on the background, and I can pick a pattern that I can use, all right, on the background of my slide. You can also adjust the colors of your pattern from over there. Okay, it depends on how you want to design the pattern or your background. So these are different ways you can format the background of your slide and to get started with PowerPoint. Okay, so in a later video we're going to continue to how to create a proper presentation in PowerPoint. But once again, I like I mentioned about the shortcut in the beginning, most of the shortcuts that you use in Microsoft Word or other Microsoft Office applications are also applicable in PowerPoint, so you can get started. I also mentioned that you can check one of our previous Microsoft Word video, okay, on the Microsoft Word playlist on this channel. Okay, and then you will see the video. Under the video there is a downloadable PDF file there containing so many keyboard shortcuts that can be used on Microsoft Office applications. So I'm going to see you in the next video.